Hello everybody, my name is Raccoon Revenant, and today we're going to be doing another reaction. This time we're going to react to +4's analog horror that takes us to the bottom of the ocean. Now, I'm hoping it will play on both things that I have, which, obviously is taking us to the bottom of the ocean, so it's going to heavily rely on thalassophobia. But I'm hoping we'll also get, big things underwater, I don't know, because that's another one of my fears. That's also why I want to play Subnautica so bad, but I think exposure therapy. But yeah, without any further ado, like the video and let's get into this. Hey, editing Rev. Warning, this video is absolutely horrifying. So if you don't like jump scares or things underwater, probably don't watch it. But yeah, enjoy. Oh! What the fuck?
2013. Taken from Volkovsky.
If you all recall, a bit ago we talked about some various classic analog horrors, one of which was Under Skin and Blood, created by Elitehorrors. For those who aren't aware, there is yet another series by the same creator that I've been wanting to check out for a while, Alta Paradisus. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, I'm not sure what the series is about, but based on first glance, I can only imagine that this is not going to be a very fun time. In a good way. If I had to guess based on the thumbnails, it looks as if this is going to be taking us deep underwater. A place I, for one, would never want to end up, considering the fact that the most alien and unthinkable
Look at this little guy. I love him.
Creatures lie down below. Who knows what we are going to find on this journey? As always, be sure to check out the original series before diving in over here for us to swim the oceans as a team. But without wasting...
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have both of their channels linked in the description, including 4+'s video. I love this guy. I watched his video on Greylock, the Painter, and the Smile Tapes. Dude, his videos are insane.
Too much time. Let's get our scuba gear
check 'em out.
and head deep into this terrifying abyss of Alta Paradisus. But before I let you get too far, just wanted to give a quick thank you to the sponsor of today's video, us. If you didn't know, we have a gaming channel called 4Player, where me and some of the gang terrorize ourselves with horror games. Whether it be a solo journey through a haunting indie game,
oh my god, this is so long. Why is it so long?
Or a co-op adventure that requires all of us to combine our powers.
There's no way out of here, Jonathan! That doesn't open?
It should be a terrifying and fun time. The channel schedule has been super wonky, but more and more should start popping up on that channel in no time. So if you want some more 4+ in the realm of horror games, check out 4Player. We'll be waiting. But anyway.
I really badly want a laptop. One, because more storage. I think my iPad only has 128 gigabytes. I didn't get paid a lot where I worked, so yeah, I just bought the cheapest iPad I could find on Apple.com. This shit was about $600. Yeah, so I'm hoping, I can start making money from YouTube. And I can also start working with my dad a little bit more, save up for a car and a nice laptop, so I can play, Wuthering Waves with better graphics, play other games finally, and pretty sure it'll also make screen recording and everything like that a lot easier, because I'll have access to OBS and everything like that, and VTubing will be a lot better, because I'm recording on a phone and a laptop. Not laptop, I'm recording on my phone and my iPad. And that's pretty much how I make most of my videos. The commentary ones, I have stuff on my phone that I just go through, and then in editing, I'll put everything up that I have saved in photos, and I'll just have my VTuber model that I record on my iPad, because it looks a lot better on my iPad. Anyways, I'm yapping, sorry.
Now you can pass through. The Trident Project. Tape 1. We are taken to 1949 and learn about the first nuclear device detonated by the Soviet Union. We learn that 2 months later, the nuclear submarine started being designed in France, and more tests had begun. The first test was assigned the name Paradisus. and it's said to have been a catastrophic failure. It's said that there was a reactor malfunction that caused the deaths of over 80 crewmates on board, and the radioactive waste spread to a nearby island, contaminating all the water. We essentially have another Chernobyl on our hands. We are then shown quite the gnarly images of the victims who interacted with the water, and boy, are these not fun to look at.
Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I don't like... Oh.
We are shown the map again, and see another red dot appear to signify the next...
Why am I doing this? I'm all alone in my house right now.
test, and this one was said to be a success, resulting in the Paradisus 2, except, again, the waste spread into the water and brought upon some mutations in the wildlife. A photo taken in 1950 is then shown of an unknown life form found in the lake. These creatures were referred to as...
Wait. Is that like... Was that picture like inspired by the photo of the Loch Ness Monster? Because that's what it kind of reminded me of. Except instead of like Loch Ness Monster, it looked more like aliens. Which I fuck with heavy. I love extraterrestrial
sea
horror.
swords, and they all ended up dying after 3 to 4 months. Considering the first 2 tests resulted in failure, the Soviets tried everything they could possibly do to make the third attempt more safe, and the final test was done in January of 1951, and no waste got displaced. However, during its second run, all communication had stopped, and the ship and all of its crew had vanished. Seems like we may have a Bermuda Triangle situation on our hands as well. Dolphin/killer whale cam. Tape 2. This tape is a bit more on the simpler side than the first, having us exclusively looking through a deep sea camera.
What the fuck did I just see? I ain't skipping back. I don't want to look at that thing again. No.
We watch as this big fellow swims right past the camera. Just look at him go. But then again, whilst looking in the background, there's quite a bit of activity, and I'm having a bit of trouble discerning whether or not these are just various plants or horrifying creatures we can't explain. The whale swims back around past the camera, and I'm no sea expert, but do they normally swim around on their sides like that? The very last thing we see is our screen get hit with a color burn before the tape is over. Rig Tragedy 89. Tape 3. The first thing we are met with is this image described as a deep-sea oil rig attack, said to have been taken December 1st, 1989.
Bro, I have mad respect for people that work on oil rigs. Bro, that shit's gotta be terrifying. Literally, one big enough wave, everyone's dead. No one's gonna help you. You're miles out at sea, in the middle of the ocean, working on a little fucking oil rig. I say little, they're huge. But still, one big enough wave and everyone's dead. Couldn't catch me doing that.
Left only one survivor out of 89. The survivor, Danny Moore, was the only witness. Keyword was, as she ended up taking her own life 3 days later. Another photo then gets shown to us detailing that this is suspected to be the same creature caught on the dolphin cams. Turns out that wasn't weird plant life. It was truly an odd living creature. And whatever it is described to be harmful not just to us, but the whole Alaskan coast. The next photo we see is of the concrete base of the rig, and the damage is certainly noticeable. Once this issue gets fixed, however, all the project's budget is going to go into studying the species. We even get a better look as to what the species actually looks like.
This junk better not have any jump scares. If it has jump scares, I'm killing a dolphin, bro.
To end off this tape, and it definitely looks interesting to say the least.
Search and catch Pokemon in the Google app. Search for an original Pokemon and keep an eye out for a
Mother... I'm out. Nah, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing all that. Fuck me, dude. Y'all better fucking like and subscribe. I'm putting myself through hell.
Lost information tape.
Why are we just gonna glance over that? Why are we just gonna pass on by? You You ain't gonna mention the fact we saw a fucking alien? I think +4+ is a cycle. Oh.
4. Just as the title suggests, we're going through an informational tape that I can only imagine is going to involve these odd creatures. We learned one of the more harrowing facts that 95% of the underwater creatures are essentially undiscovered. Who knows what could be down there? And speaking of...
I was gonna say IRL, hold on, let me Google that. Quick, side quest. It's my Best Buy card, fuck off. How much... okay, I can't fucking type, give me a second. About... What the fuck is that? What is that? Nah, the Leviathan's real, 100%. If this thing is real, what's in the Mariana Trench? Water pressure doesn't make sense. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be the first one to fucking say it. In my opinion, water pressure doesn't make sense. Nah, 100%. God's keeping us safe from something that's fucking down there, dude. Nah, the Leviathan's real. 100%. Side quest over. We completed
of undiscovered creatures, a new one has just been found. The creature is described as a large anemone. However, it's said that there are signs of what looks like legs and a mouth, leading them to believe it's something way more. And now it's time to announce the existence to the world. Clearly that didn't happen. However, we have yet another photo, and apparently this thing is supposedly harmless. Yeah, like I'll believe that. There isn't too much to make out in the
Bro, that movie in and of itself was a fucking analog horror series. What the hell? That was a bad idea.
photo, but I'm sure something is there. However, the camera was deactivated shortly after. We also learned that there were dozens of dead fish swimming around the animal, as if they were still alive. That deep-sea camera footage is starting to make a bit more sense. Perhaps that was what was happening to the whale. It's said that this creature is able to use its tendrils to control the bodies of the fish, thought to be a way to attract much larger fish. However, the ending of this tape is when this...
I was gonna say, yeah, that would make sense for the killer whale to be swimming like that. I've never seen a killer whale swim like that. Like, that junk looked dead as fuck. I guess that parasite just, like, full-on Last of Us is dumb. Just bring
series
them back
begins to
alive.
take a much more harrowing turn. It memorized our names. Do not send anything else. It learned. If what this thing is capable of doing is true, then I can only imagine the dangers it would pose if it managed to get a hold of us. My father's drawing. Tape 5. This tape is pretty self-explanatory, but also gives us a bit of insight as to who may be putting these tapes together. The drawing is supposedly directly what this guy saw, thought to potentially be a...
Y'all know that, like, octopus squid fucking thing? The alien stick thing that was taken in the bottom of the ocean? That picture? That's what this thing reminds me of. I don't know why.
new species of squid. We are then met with some text at the bottom, claiming that this was a drawing from their father before he was taken in the sea. He said he heard voices, and it's believed this is what was talking to him. Our character is rightfully confused, as this would be the first time they have seen such a drawing. They ask that if anyone knows anything, to reach out.
Does that say 1,700 meters deep / sea floor? Where are they? Dude, that's fucking... Aaron Yeager would drown in that.
Them, and we are then met with a photo of what was seen, and it said that since then, their father was never the same. The last bit of text just saying, "Please help." So it seems like this odd squid-like creature is our main threat at the moment, somehow able to take control over other life around it.
They keep describing squid. I wonder if they're going to use that picture. That would be sweet.
Seems like it's able to also get into your head and feed it voices, which is exactly what was happening to this guy's father.
This sounds like something from Still Wakes the Deep. Just less gory.
Who knows? It could already be happening to all of us. Deep Sea Cam. Tape 7. Tape 6. This tape is when things get even more haunting. Unlike the last Deep Sea Cam footage, this one does not include any nice looking fish. Instead, we are met with a human face, and based on the description, we know that this was the fate our character's father was met with. And boy, is the sight not pretty.
No. I don't like it. No, I can't. I can't do this, bro. This is playing on a different fear I have. I don't know what that fear is called. Hold on. It's probably something to do with the uncanny valley, but that shit like that fucks me up, and it's why I love analog horror, but I hate it at the same time. What is it called when you are afraid of strange-looking faces? Dysmorphophobia? Often. Scopophobia. Cacophobia. Considered to be ugly. Oh, all these kind of describe it, but that, dude, no. That's playing on like 3 of my fucking fears, dude. I hate everything about this thing, dude. What the, that creepypasta picture of like that girl sticking her head up and her head's all like fucking morphed. That, Jesus Christ, I'm seeing shit out of the corner of my eye. Oh no, oh fuck no,
A voice coming from the body, claiming that he's here. How in the world was this footage even obtained is what I'm asking. Confessions of a monster.
No. Surely it can't get worse, right? I'm not jinxing myself. Surely that's the worst it gets, right? I got jump scared, I got mean mugged by a demon.
Tape 7. Our tape opens up, and as the title suggests, we are witnessing a confession, specifically confessing to the murder of someone named James Hughes. He describes how he and James went out on a boat, and there was some tension between the two. However, we learn why exactly there is this deep animosity that this guy...
Also, wait, screen recording check. I'm still going. Let's check my phone. Hold up. I'm still going. Alright. Hold up. Now, where the fuck was I? Whoa, too close. Back up. Hold up. Oh, there we go.
Has towards James. From what he says, he killed his daughter, and so he then fed him to the sea. He said it wasn't about justice, but about prevention, as he was a monster, like the one he had spent chasing. He claims that they had a couple drinks, except one was drugged. To top it all off, he taped a poster to him that just read, Alta Paradisus. Apparently, whatever this creature is recognizes the name, and from the sounds of it, this creature really doesn't like us very much, and it almost seems to summon it in a way. He describes as he looked down in the creature's eyes, and that was the last time he saw James alive. We are then shown again the haunting image of James underwater, and the last thing we
No! What the fuck? 4+, are you doing this on purpose? I hate looking at it! What the fuck is that? Dude, my heart, I can't do this. I hate everything about that. Fuck that thing in particular. Whoever did this, you're on my hit list. No. No, I can't do this. I can't, no. Motherfucker, okay.
Is just have fun down there, James. No wonder our character had it out for James. Yet I wonder if his own kid isn't going to be happy to hear about this. If what was said is true, however, I wonder how exactly James murdered this man's daughter. Was it intentional? Or was it perhaps a part of some freak accident they both were a part of during the experiments? As a matter of fact, if we go back to the Rig disaster tape, the woman who took her own life was named Danny Moore. Sounds like we got our answer. However, we also now know how our tape collector's father, now known as James, made his way down to the bottom of the sea, trapped with the horrifying squid creature. Last warning. Tape 8. We open up and are shown all the known documented sightings of this large creature. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. And these documented...
Dude, my adrenaline kicked in. I can't do this, bro. I like actually want to throw up. I don't. I haven't been scared like this since I was like 7, seeing Call of Duty Zombies for the first time.
Sightings were from the years 1990 to 2013. This warning is so that citizens of Alaska can maintain safety when going out into the water, as it's already been reported that this creature is constantly taking out ships. Yet we have another issue. As these attacks keep growing, the risk of the public finding out about this creature does as well. So not only do we need to keep the people safe, we need to keep them unaware of what they are being kept safe from. This hasn't been much of a success, however, as many pictures have already surfaced online, and a ton of chat rooms are already theorizing as to what this could possibly be. We are shown the first image that was posted to Facebook in 2013, then the second photo that went up on Instagram and Twitter, then the final photo that made its rounds on Reddit. It's then said, however, that the posts have been taken down, and the users...
I made myself watch this, but I'm blaming you. Why the fuck? Why the fuck? I blame you for this. I wanted to watch this video because I have thalassophobia. I discovered I have a new fear.
Have been dealt with. Whatever that means. I think we all know what that means. We are then told that if we see it, don't post it, and keep it to yourself. Or else, you know, you'll end up taken care of. Sea Trap. Tape 9. Our final tape opens up, and we are immediately met with text that just reads, "Who shut up the sea behind doors when it burst forth from the womb?" Very cryptic. However, we then quickly cut to a news report going over the company Alta Paradisus and one of their new armed super subs, planned to be launched later this week. Apparently, they are on the hunt for the sea tarantula. It sounds like they weren't able to keep it out of the public eye for very long.
Don't tell me there's a fucking spider, bro. It can't get much worse.
But nothing has been confirmed yet, so a lot of people are still believing that this could all just be a big hoax. But then we are shown the design for the Jonah, said to be armed with torpedoes and built with military-grade steel, able to reach the depth needed to reach the creek.
Didn't Jonah get swallowed? Maybe it's my Bible brain just freaking out.
1,700 meters. Let's hope this doesn't go like last time. The plan is to go down to the tarantula and take it out with the torpedo. We then learn that they have had multiple attempts to try and communicate with James, the poor bastard stuck at the bottom of the ocean. It's said that each recorded log of James only hears him muttering the name of his colleague. However, in log 14, it's believed a full sentence from James was heard, to which we are able to witness this very unnerving scene.
No, 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 no. No. Why am I doing this? I hate all of this. Fuck everything about this. Lock in, Rev. Lock in.
I want Henry. Yeah, that's to be expected. Henry Moore, James's killer, is the current COO and is acting as the helmsman of this mission. It sounds like he plans to rub some salt in the wound. We see where on the map Jonah will descend into the Gulf of Alaska. We are then met with the quote, "May God be with you, and the devil and hell stay beneath you," from Taser Hughes, the same name James was heard calling out in the previous tape. I can only imagine that this has to be his son. We're then shown some text that describes the James Crane Hughes Trench. That's actually wild that they named it after him. It's said to be home to the tarantula and has over 18 bodies. We are then shown a photo of said trench from one of the deep sea cams, and nothing can be seen until the photo is brightened. And sure enough, this isn't a fun sight.
I don't want to see this.
Character AI is an AI-powered app.
Thank you, Character AI. Thank you, Character AI. This is the one time I'll ever thank an AI. Thank you for not letting me see that. Oh. What the fuck?
We learn that this thing has a radius of 300 meters around itself of its own appendages. We then wish the Jonah all the luck, even though we know that all we can do is pray. The last thing we are then met with is more text, more like a threat, that says, "I will come and strike the land with a curse. Goodbye, Henry." It isn't clear just yet if this was the final tape of the series.
What the hell
If it
is my
is,
model doing?
I can only imagine
Yo,
that Henry's
calm
mission
down, bro.
did not go as planned, and James was successful in enacting some sort of vengeance. Going back to recap all that we saw, it's clear as ever that the Trident Project was the cause of this horrific tarantula-like creature in the sea that has the ability to take control of our bodies and mind, seemingly using them as a vessel of some sorts. Unfortunately, during a rig attack, a whole bunch of people lost their lives, except for Danny, until she then took her own life, to which Henry pins the blame onto James, causing him to enact what he calls preventative measures by throwing James into the sea, leaving him into the hands of the tarantula. However, it doesn't seem like a wise move on his part to then return to have a final confrontation, an attempt to kill the tarantula, and likely James along with
God
it.
damn it!
I would definitely
Dude.
be curious to see if the series goes on any further with what direction.
4! Stop it! Ugh. I hate this. I hate this. I'm not sleeping tonight, bro.
It could possibly go in. Will the creature succeed in its desire to claim everyone on land? That would be my guess as to what its goal would be. But needless to say, this series was a fun, enjoyable ride.
Fun?
I'm glad to see we are starting to get some more underwater horrors, considering there are just infinite possibilities to be had there. Any type of creature can exist down here that we will probably never know about. But that'll probably be about it for this video. This one was definitely a little on the shorter side, but we hope you still enjoyed traveling deep into the dark depths of Alta Paradisus as much as I did. As always, be sure to keep leaving me recommendations down below, whether it be in the YouTube comments or the community Discord where, just like the sea tarantula, we are essentially all as one. But on that note, I'm going to be keeping myself even farther away from the ocean than I already have planned on.
I think that's the worst I've ever been scared. No games had me this scared. No movies had me this scared. Bro. I don't even know what to say. That? No. Just no. That's my input. Nah, bro. What's this guy's name again? Let me check the description, because I forgot his fucking name. Elitehorrors. What the fuck is... Y'all should do that to him, to my boy 4plus, and to me. I even dropped a like. Like you should. Put myself through hell. You better fucking like the video. But I think that's gonna wrap it up. Honestly, I'm not doing this again.